just once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Hey, Sean, what's going on?
Not much. We looks like we already got. Is that comments? I think it's comments. Oh, there we go. Here's some comments already. That was fast.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Why is my screen getting blocked? Private chat. Okay, there we go. Mark Rizzo. Hey, Mark's back. What's up, bro? Right back at you, bro, Mark. Well, here we are, same bat channel, same bat time. So what's up? Sean actually has a surprise for us today. Isn't that correct, Sean?
That is correct. I'm actually pretty excited about it because it brings back old memories.
And it takes just so you know, Mark, it takes quite a bit to get Sean excited about things.
Yeah,
so,
especially nowadays.
What's that?
Especially nowadays. I'll share this in a second. I'll tell him I don't care. I got fired from work today. Not today, yesterday.
Well, I just no lead up to that. So way to be candid. So Sean got fired.
Yeah.
From your woke company.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. By the way, Sean, why do I have this big old? I don't even know what that is on the right side of my screen. It's got I don't even know what a big red half bisected something or other, I don't know, and a squished M.
I don't know.
Oh, messages from audience. I don't know what that is, but I do not recognize it. So you tell us what's up, Mark.
You fired yourself. No, I actually have the actual job, or I used to have a job working for somebody else.
Yeah, I used to have a job as of yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, you care to tell people, now that you've dropped the bomb, care to tell people what you do or did? Or
what I used to do. I used to be an account manager for a commercial janitorial company, which I've been doing that for a very long time. Fortunately, I went to a new company where basically all my bosses were DEI hires who didn't know what they were doing. And it was basically a political or office politics termination. They let me go, even though I was their best performer. I had the best sales. I had the best of the whole company. I was let go because I knew more than them. That's why.
So you worked in an office with people that had very fragile egos.
Yes, they were all like their skin was very thin. I have very thick skin. I can take a lot, and they are all a bunch of simps.
Pansies.
Yeah.
Yeah. One door closes, another one opens.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There you go.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to go biblical. I think that's a biblical reference. I think it's certainly stated in different words, but I think it is one of the many parables contained in the canon scripture of canon.
Oh wait, so these comments are from right now. Hold on a second. Sorry, I just skipped. So I just skipped everyone. Oh, is it
You-
from before or from now? I don't remember. I don't know anymore. It doesn't
well,
matter.
that's funny. You're at the dashboard. I can't
Oh yeah.
even.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
I mean, I didn't recognize that last one. Hey, Umberto, welcome aboard, my
He's asking
man.
how we're doing and feeling.
Feeling. That's interesting. He asked how we are doing and feeling. Well,
And
Sean just informed us that he got fired from his wage slave job as of yesterday because his moronic bosses are DEI hires. And Sean knows way more than they do because he has so much industry experience and their little fragile egos couldn't handle. And Sean, I mean, I've known you long enough. It's not like you ever get condescending at all where, you're going to, wave your power because you have experience. You just like to
yeah.
get you're a results driven person. You just like to
Yep.
get stuff done and not deal with the BS.
Yep.
That's aggravating.
That's all right. It was I guess I'm like I told you, Darren. I'm the kind of person that my family would describe me that if I fall, I immediately get back up and get back to it. There's no one's going to help me. No one's going to. The only person, like you said, like I told you, that can help me is myself. So it's just
Self-reliance.
yeah, it's just a speed bump in the road. I'll get through it.
Yeah. It's just one door closing whilst another door opens up. Another door of opportunity, Sean.
Yes. There
20
we
years
go.
is the first time work has been slow around this time of year. Oh, it's interesting. El Cocho del what is that? You what does that mean, Sean?
That is not Spanish.
It's not?
Ac- Accord. That they don't. That's not Spanish. If it is, then I'm not familiar with that word.
Huh. Do you think that's all one word, or do you think that's
No. Well, I
four
see.
words
Well, I
stringed
see.
together?
I see the. I see the L. The L is the. Cocho. I mean car. Del.
Cocho is car,
Well, cocho is one
a
of the words
means
for
of
car.
transportation.
El cocho de la cor. I don't know what the last word is though.
Well,
Is
he's been at it for 20 years, and he says this is the first time it's slow. Hey, by the way, Cocho, what part of the world are you in? Are you in the U.S.? For example, you know what? This time of the year, but see, I can only speak for Southern California because right now in fall, this is literally some of the best weather in Southern California. It still warms up very nicely in the day, anywhere from like 75 to 85 degrees, plenty of sun. The humidity drops. Yes, the days get shorter. And I remember when I had crews working and I had another guy with me, and we would put the sun down every night, just
oh
trying to get the work done. And every night we'd drive home and just the most beautiful weather, the most beautiful sunsets because the low humidity, um, and just pristine blue skies. So this time of the year was one of my favorite. And I remained busy as a rule pretty much all the way up to the beginning of December, I would say, is when it would start dropping off for me here in SoCal. Let's see, my company is Andy's Mobile Detail. I'm just typing from my channel that I give accordion lessons. That's interesting.
that's
Well,
pretty
there's
cool.
some diversity. You do detailing as a business and you also give accordion lessons. I personally have never played the accordion. Um, Andy's Mobile Detailing. Just search Jocko good and use that for motivation. Yeah. As in Jocko Wilnick. Why do I always trip over his last name? Wilnick, I think is pronounced Wilnick. Jocko Wilnick. My son is a huge Jocko fan. I lived in Long Beach 30 years, just moved to Riverside a couple. Oh, good old, you moved to the IE. That, especially from, what did he said Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
Shoot. if you move from Long Beach to Riverside, you can expect in summertime that could be close to a 30-degree difference. So let's say in Long Beach it's hovering around 72. It could be 102 out in Riverside.
Yeah, it
And
gets
then if
hotter and
Long
colder.
Beach, what's that?
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. The Inland Empire gets hotter, and then it also gets colder.
Yeah, it's more extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of living on the coast is because that big, huge body of water
Yep.
keeps things more temperate.
Yeah, the breeze. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the demographic is so different between Long Beach and the Riverside,
Yep.
which I'm sure he is now experiencing, especially as a business owner, because you're dealing with literally individuals. So you get a real pulse on the demographic of an area. As I moved in June when there was fires and it was 125 degrees. Yeah. Welcome to Satan's lair. Man, that's tough. The hottest I've ever worked in is 116 degrees because I would say in simple terms, even though I'm closer to the coast, but let's just say I'm halfway between the coast. Well, actually, I could just do it between Long Beach. So I would say I'm halfway between Long Beach and Riverside, but I'm far enough inland that it gets damn hot. And I remember this is probably 7-ish years ago. It was a new record, and I had a helper at the time, and we had a job. It was on the weekend, and it was in Brea, and it was 116 degrees. And you know what's interesting? How do you afford to live in California, Darren?
He
Well,
doesn't. He
I
doesn't.
don't.
Yeah, I could answer the question for you pretty quickly.
You know what? Actually, it is really difficult, and somehow I've been able to manage it. There's always been a way. Um, yes, it's tough, but I'm very conservative with my money, and that's probably the simple answer is that I'm very conservative with my money. I don't overextend myself, and even though I've got really, I mean, I love nice stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I guess it's really just discipline with finances. But I love the heat. I'm used to it. You know what? I love the heat too. I'll take the heat over the cold any day of the week. You know why? Yes, I live in Orange County. Um, yes, I am in Orange County. Do I? Hey, Janet, didn't we see Janet here before?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What was your favorite car, most dreaded car to detail? Always loved your videos. Well, thank you, Janet. No, physically, I do not detail cars other than my own. The only physical thing I do now that's even related to detailing is the emblem, badge, whatever you want to call those things. I take them off, I put them on, swap them. So that's what I do physically. And the reason I do that, I mean, really, there's a lot of reasons. Let me just answer your question though. What was my favorite car? That's a tough one.
I think I know which one.
Oh, really? What?
Uh,
Detail me.
the Ferrari.
Well, see, I'm reading into her question, which I believe she's not necessarily asking what is my favorite car, whether I've touched it or detailed it. I think she's asking what was my favorite car that I ever detailed.
Oh, the most dreaded
Really,
one too.
what's
Favorite and
that?
dreaded. Sorry, she's asking for the favorite and the like your favorite and the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst one was a van. It was a kitty hauler. It was driven by a mom that had kids. I don't remember how many kids she has. And it'd probably been a 7-year-old van at the time. And it was just disgusting. I mean, just filthy, gross. But you know what? I just love a challenge. And so as long as I bid the job correctly, and the person's willing to pay it, I really don't mind. Like literally, there's some cars that I like glove up. And normally I recommend you wear gloves no matter what because you're working around chemicals. I'm not a big fan of wearing them because, for example, here in the SoCal, it gets pretty hot and those gloves, they don't breathe. And so your hands just sweat and it's just so annoying. And honestly, I can endure the heat. I do well with the heat, so long as I don't have to wear clothes.
Mm.
so so pretty much when I'm working, after I've introduced myself to the customer and I've set up and I'm just left to my own, I'm going to rip off my shirt. I'm just going to be wearing shorts and my shoes, so I can feel the breeze and try to stay cool. So the point is when I put on gloves, it just, I hate it. It's like I'm suffocating. But the point is for certain jobs, you just got to glove up and wear some protection. And this job was certainly one of them. And what was cool though is just the customer's reaction when they come out, especially on cars that are disaster, because it's actually pretty easy to make such an improvement. And customers just come out and they're just floored. They just can't believe
Mm.
the results that you can produce, assuming you know how to produce those results. I don't remember this specific van, doesn't really matter because it's so anticlimactic other than the filth. But my favorite car, really, it's hard to say because I had so many that I loved. I'm a huge fan of the high end luxury sedans, specifically sports sedans like the Audi A8 or the whole AMG Mercedes lineup. Any of the S, as far as Audis go, like the S8, S6, 5, there's an S model for all of them. BMW's the M line. And personally, since we're on this vein of thought, because I reflected on this numerous times in my career, that what are the cars that I touch the most? So the number one car I touched the most was Mercedes, which makes sense because detailing is a luxury spend. For example, your car still runs perfectly fine, even if it's a garbage heap of crap. Doesn't matter how dirty your car is, it runs fine, assuming the mechanics are the way they're meant to be. Unlike mechanical work, when it breaks down, you are forced to fix it, even if you don't have the money or you don't want to get it fixed. You got to fix it if you plan on driving your car. That's where detailing's so different. It's not. It's completely optional. So the point is you're generally going to be working with people that have some type of disposable income where they can afford to spend on what's called a luxury spend. So the point is I personally here in SoCal, because overall it's a very affluent part of the country. So we make more here. It also costs a lot more to live here.
A lot
So
more.
so the demographic that I dealt with, and I was fortunate I didn't have to, and that's part of pricing yourself, you know, as far as competition, where you could be the cheapest guy in the block, but then you attract that type of clientele, which that was never me. Point is, I gotta touch a lot of nice cars, so I really like the luxury sport sedans, and I'm a huge fan of Mercedes because I like the materials they use to build their cars with. They've got excellent fit and finish, and I just like the overall design, especially on the interiors. Those top of the line S classes. Oh my gosh, it's like a rolling, like 6-star hotel in there. All you Californians took over my beautiful state. Do we remember where Mark lives?
Florida, Florida.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, there
Mark,
isn't
they
a, what's
gone.
that?
I was just gonna say that they took over my state too, which is Arizona.
Yeah. Well, this whole mass exodus out of California, man. I mean, what's the running joke that we've had here for years, which is the last man out, bring the American flag with you. So there's a mass exodus of Californians by working hard, striving and learn how to save. There's a difference between a want and a need. Yes, there is. There's a big difference. And they always complain that I charge way too much, and I tell them they're not attracting the right type of customer. They tell me that customers always lowball them. Yeah, well, that's the kicker, right? El Cocho del. Maybe you could tell us your first name so I could just say your name instead of
Just
trying
just
to
say
rattle that off.
just say El Cocho.
El Cocho. All
Yeah.
right, that's good. El Cocho. See right there, the end of your statement is the kicker right there, because it's not like I never had customers that try to lowball me. Um, and that's the point, is that you know how you learn how to deal with the low ballers. And generally I could turn most low ballers. I would say that I had a turn rate of about 80%, where if someone was trying to lowball me or piston moan about the price, I could turn them by, well, breaking down the services and getting inside their head and asking them what their most important part of the vehicle was, and then cater a package or some detailing services around the area of the car that they valued most, and then stripping away some of the other services, and doing so where I was, which is kind of ironic. And many times I would end up being more profitable on those jobs because I could focus on what they valued most, strip away all the stuff that they didn't care about. And now I've just shifted it, because if I hit them with the full detail at, let's say, $450, and they go into sticker shock and they're willing to only pay $300, and then I come in and then I'd start dissecting it and saying, okay, well, what do you really value? What are you most concerned with? Well, the inside. Okay, cool. Maybe we could do this. Maybe I should focus on the inside. I could really leverage my expertise and do a phenomenal job on the inside, because that's what you value most, rather than spread out your whole budget, that $300, and trying to get everything. It's just not realistic, especially if you don't value those other things right now. Then after I knock your socks off by the job I'm going to do, after a few months, if you're ready to tackle the other areas of your car, like the exterior, then you could come back. And pretty much 80% of the time, I'm going to turn a person like that. And like I said, that's the irony, is often I would make more per hour on those jobs than someone that didn't try to, work me on the price. Marty, right on, Marty. Well, thanks for joining in with us, Marty. And sounds like you know what you're doing. It sounds like you know how to deal with price shoppers. Sounds like you know how to be profitable. And that's a tough learning curve for most guys. That really is tough. Good isn't cheap, and cheap isn't good. It's so true. We get what we pay for. Also have detailers that are starting off and are limited to what they can do, and they want to charge prices like they are professionals. What do you think about those? We probably put that under the umbrella of fake it till you make it, right? Um, I can't comment too much because I don't know. It seems like detailers, we kind of stick to ourselves, especially out in the field. So I had very few detailers that I would compare notes to. I remember literally like 20 plus years ago working in a parking lot, and there was, let's see, 4 other detailers. It was a big high rise complex, and we all had our different customers' cars, but there was 4 other detailers working in this parking lot. And I remember that time I did compare notes. In fact, Detail Works. Wow, I can't believe I'm just remembering this. So there's one guy I knew, and his business name was called Detail Works, but it was kind of creative. He spelled it like a German type of works. So it was Werks. I don't know if he ever survived, because I remember years later trying to find him online when the internet became a thing, and I couldn't find him. But I always really liked his name. I thought it was a little pretty creative. Detail Works. Anyhow, I've been following you since day one, Darren. You're truly a master. I've learned a lot from you. Well, you know what? I appreciate hearing that from you. So, what do you say? It's Marty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Marty, thank you. And
It's
I'm
not.
glad. What's that,
I
Sean?
was. I was gonna say it's not Marty McFly.
Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Not based on what he's putting down. No, it sounds like
No.
he knows his stuff. So that's cool. So thanks for tuning in, Marty, and
I
continued
also.
success for you.
I figured a way so people can call us for the next streaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna share your website right now.
You're going to do what?
Share your website.
Oh, okay. Are you going to have someone call me right now? I wonder if
Yeah,
someone would take me
they,
up on it.
they can. They can't just put the phone next to your microphone, and everybody can hear it.
I want to see who the first person is that can describe what my screensaver is. The glare is kind of bad. The lighting in here is, I've dimmed the lights for ambiance. So are you showing it? Because I'm not seeing it on my end, Sean. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Look at that number, right? Big, bold. Hey, just by the way, if someone actually is proactive enough and calls me, I'm not going to answer the phone because my phone explodes with all this junk phone calls. So it will go straight to voicemail. I want to come on. LOL. Well, actually, what you would do, Mark, is you would text me and say, "Hey, this is Mark. Here's my number," and then I would call you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to go to my voicemail. Which, by the way, if you want to hear my greeting, you can check out my greeting.
I, I've,
My.
I, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I've heard it many times.
Actually, I changed it recently.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear the whole thing. I think I heard like 5 seconds and immediately hung up and texted you.
Most people do, by the way.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Anyhow, so okay, ditch the. You can ditch that website. Actually, scroll down.
To the
You
to
know
the
what?
bottom, or
What's that?
scroll to the bottom.
Well, kind of scroll slowly because I just rewrote this website or this homepage. Let me think. Okay, go to the value versus price. See, this is where I explain. This is something I love the internet and I love having a website. So you guys, I suspect most guys that are serious about detailing have a website. Now, if you learn how to write, you can do a lot of what's called pre-selling at your website. So often people, I mean, it's a combination of people. There's plenty of people that will just do a search and they'll just grab a phone number and they'll just call you. Other people, what I call the smart shoppers, will actually take the time to go to your website and do a little intel on you and kind of see if they want to call you. And that's where I really leverage my website, is to filter out the tire kickers or the cheap asses by being very blunt with people in a diplomatic way. And part of it is right here, the value versus price, and I think I have a quote. Oh, actually, that's a quote from, I think, Warren Buffett. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. So there's many ways that phrase is worded. Kind of like the cynic. A cynic is someone that knows the cost or the price of everything, but knows the value of nothing. I also like that quote. But the point is if you construct and word your website correctly or in a manner that's strategic, you will draw in those people that really do understand value and can read through your writing and your pictures and pick up the fact that you actually are experienced and that you represent the winning fit for them and that you have the ability to deliver true value to them. So my website really was like just this great salesman that was always working 24/7 when anyone was willing to go there and check out, me and what I represent. And then over to the right, that's where I put a lot of the feedback I got from customers, the testimonials. There's a lot of them. I've got a dedicated page for it also. Uncommon name, uncommon results. Anyhow, you can kick out of that.
I am.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. So this is your big surprise, correct, Sean?
Well, yeah, and the reason why I brought it up is because I was lucky enough to go to SEMA with Darren a
Do
few
you know how
years
many years
ago.
ago that was?
Yeah, it was 2019, I think it was. Yeah, 2019.
Dude, by the way, I was looking through some old pictures. Do you remember, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not drop me off at the airport when I went out to Florida to do that event for
Yeah, I remember.
that? I can't believe I've known you that long now, because that
Yeah.
was before SEMA.
Yep.
Do you remember what year that was? Was that like
28
7, 8 years ago?
It was 2018.
Um,
No, it was 20. No, it was
wasn't it earlier than that?
no, it was 20. No. It was
I mean, if I looked on my IG page, I could figure it out because there's pictures of you dropping me off. What was it?
Yeah.
Was
I remember.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember taking to and then we stopped at the gas station, and you
Yes.
filled up my gas tank, and I refused, but you were like,
I
come on.
refused back, right?
No, I was like, you don't have to, and then you're like, I want to. I'm like, all right, fine. But
Yeah.
I'm a, you know me, like every time, the whole time I was with you, I never asked for a dime from you.
No, you never did.
Nope.
And even in that moment, you refused. But it's like,
Yeah.
oh, hell no, dude. I'm at a minimum at least gonna fill up your gas tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've always been a good sport and always there to just put in the effort.
Yep.
So thank you for that, Sean.
Yep. Thank you for all your knowledge, and thank you for being my friend.
Yeah. Right back at you.
So we got SEMA from 24, and I figured we would watch this really quick, and then we don't have to watch the whole thing. We can just watch a couple sections of it, and then we can always watch the rest of it another time.
Do you know, like, you and I spoke briefly about this before we started, like the guy LaCroix dude, we recognize him, but was there a reason you chose this guy, or was it just because of the title of the video? It had to do with new stuff?
I saw other videos, but the other videos were more like for show. I like this one better because they go through like different vendors,
Oh.
and yeah, and they're not like, it's not like an hour with McGuire's. It's like he edited it down to like the good stuff.
Yeah.
Where they show their products. So I thought that would be probably better for the viewers. I don't want to bore the viewers with someone talking for like an hour about, I don't know, about a product. So, but anyways, I figure we can go through it. I can start it, and then yeah,
go for it.
All right, let's see it.
What is this? Yeah. And then I was thinking, okay, the usability, though, I understand the process of it for sure, because the balance and everything else makes a lot of sense. So go ahead, if you would just tell us about, so these are just early.
Oh, this is a handmade prototype.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
So they look a little funky, but
Do you see what's, can you pause it,
Yeah.
Sean? Do you see what's going on right there?
What?
With that buffer, do you see where the battery's attached to it?
I wasn't even paying attention, but go on.
Oh, yeah, it's a new concept. I don't know if that's what he's going to be talking about, but right immediately I can tell I mean, that's just my initial reaction is that LaCroix there's holding this buffer, but he's got the battery that's plugged in on top of the body, the main body. Like if you rewound that maybe about 10 seconds where LaCroix is kind of holding it up where it's parallel to the ground, you can see the battery pack sitting on top. And I suspect that I don't know what company he's pushing this for because I don't recognize that yellow. But that is a new concept. And I suspect they're doing that to have to try to balance out the buffer.
Yeah.
Because most of the polishers have the battery attached to the back and somehow,
Right.
which I've really never found a problem. So who knows? I just bought some stuff off DIY. I support those guys. Oh, okay. Cool. I wish, what's his, I can't remember the dude's name. Something LaCroix.
Oh,
Yvonne.
yeah. I see the battery pack. Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
I think it's new. I think it's just a new concept.
Yeah, till now.
And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, would that be better? I don't know. Everything's got trade-offs, honestly. It's just a matter of, like, I think it probably come down to a preferential moment.
Oh, this is a handmade prototype.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
So they look a little funky, but they'll be the traditional DIY colors when we're
Sure,
done.
sure.
But mechanically, everything is there that's supposed to be there. The shape is 3D printed. So
Okay.
Yeah. Very quiet machine. Good balance.
So I guess this is must be his buffer that he's coming out with.
Yeah, it looks like it's a prototype that he created.
Cool.
Here's Ivan.
Ivan, yes. Thank
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Mark.
So, and the handle,
Ivan. I wonder where
handle's where it
Ivan's
should be.
from originally. At
we
least
don't
that
need a
name
rubberized
seems
battery to
pretty
hold onto it.
foreign.
The space between your
Russian.
hands is the same
I
as
was
our
going to
quarter
say maybe
polishers,
French
within-
with that last
within
name.
an eighth of an inch.
Yep.
So you've got the ergonomics that you're used to that are actually better than most corded polishers. You have the weight where it should be. So we have a little over 4 pounds here,
Okay.
and a little under a pound on the handle.
Gotcha. So it's all set up.
So yeah, you've got 80% over the pad.
Got
on
it.
The weight.
Got it.
20 volt, 5 amp hour battery.
Are these interchangeable with anybody
Makita.
else? Makita. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Great to know. That's huge.
Yeah, Makita batteries, and you can buy those little
and
adapters
stuff
that
for whatever.
if you're using DeWalt or Milwaukee or
Sure.
something like that. Yeah.
Sure. Does that add with the adapter? Does it throw the balance off a little bit? Just
It
because
adds
a little
about
bit?
a 3/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Depending on the
Okay.
the higher quality adapters add less.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So
We also have
that's cool. Cool buffer. I guess we'll see how he does with that. Does he, once you skip forward from Canada, is that, oh, well, yeah, Canada has a huge French population also. In fact, I don't remember what part. It's on the East Coast, I believe. French Canadian is kind of the term, which makes sense. Boy, do you miss, wait, oh yeah. Do you miss SEMA, Sean?
Yes, I
you?
miss. Well, no, wait. I miss the cool stuff there. I don't miss the gigantic. I felt like that day I lost 20 pounds from all the walking.
Yeah, it's pretty
Um,
overwhelming.
It is. It's overwhelming. I don't like being around a lot of people at once. I can pull it off, but after a while, I'm like, get me out of here.
Sucks the life out of you, huh?
Yeah, it drains
Yeah.
you. Yeah, when I got back to my hotel, I was like, my wife and my in-laws wanted to go out, and I was like, I wanted to die. So,
Yeah.
but
Give
I had
me
a
a
good
dark
time.
room and no light. Yeah.
I had a good time, and but I did enjoy hanging out with you and Tom and Sam the buffer. To me, he was just there. I just not a big fan of him. So no
Yeah.
offense to him. So I never really care for him. I'm he's good at his job, but that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yvonne is French Canadian. That's the term I was thinking of, from Quebec. The dots are all connecting. Thank you. Which is a new guy that I didn't recognize that name.
yeah,
So basically simplifying the pad washer to make it affordable, first of all.
Yep.
To make it as simple as humanly possible.
Yep. Less parts to break, all that kind of stuff.
No moving parts.
Gotcha. Very nice. Well, sweet, man. Thank you so much. It was great seeing you.
Thank you.
I'll see you around for sure. I'm going to run over to the House of Rags.
Yeah.
And then I'll come by tomorrow and check
Very
you guys
good.
out too. But first, we got Nick McGurk.
What's up, Josh?
What's up,
you
brother?
doing,
How
bro?
are you?
Staying hydrated.
Very nice. That's important.
Feeling the energy of the North Hall. It's
Okay,
good.
skip forward.
There's a lot going on over here.
So you're gonna have with the unit.
Is this guy's
located
channel
in your
here?
warehouses.
yeah,
I'm feeling real nice. Josh V.
House of
Actually-
Rags.
yeah. I know who House of Rags is, but I don't know who the YouTuber. I don't know who he is.
Now,
I've
am I
never-
confusing? Oh, I'm confusing them with, you've got the Rag Company, you've got Auto Fiber. I actually have never heard of House of Rags, which probably anyone in the audience is going to be like, man, dude, stay up with the times. They're a big company. It's like, I don't know, maybe. Maybe they are.
Here we
I don't
go.
overthink that currently right now.
What's that called? Pressure washer. Gosh darn it, bro. Look, here's what happened. I woke up richer this morning. 110%. Money way up, right? I'm feeling real nice. Josh V's quiver line is wild. That's what I'm going to say about that. If you haven't seen it, picture here.
All right, guys. So we're still at the House of Rags booth, and we've got bio bombs here. So tons of I've seen
Bio-bombs.
tons of stuff about this. I've used the bars. I like they smell fantastic. But so for me, I used to work a lot of dealership work, going around. I would do this. I would literally walk the used car lot, stick my head in. If it stinks, I'd let them know. Come back and forth. I always used ozone machines, or foggers or whatever else. So tell us what's different about yours and kind of where the whole
Me
concept
either.
came around.
Sure. So we started.
I could. I'm not sure what you're responding that to, Mark.
Do you want to skip this video or go to something more interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know I'm bored.
I'm bored too. I'm like, this is really boring. I was like, I'm trying. There's no time.
Not that we're so exciting, but I'm bored.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm trying to find something more. I don't care about that too much. I mean, does the audience care about pressure washers?
Well, to a degree, probably. I don't know. I don't know if it's high up on the list of interest. Personally, I like talking business.
I don't know what this is.
Man,
Guys,
that
it's very exciting.
show
It's
is so
phenomenal.
huge.
Really, really cool.
And
all right, guys, we're over at the next.
I don't know if
booth
you
now. We
remember,
got
Sean.
Joel here.
I did not want to go when Tom wanted us to go.
I know. You were not excited. I was super excited.
Yeah, which I get it. It's just that we had so many other things that I felt we should have been putting our attention into, and missing one SEMA show was not going to make or break our world.
Yeah.
So Mark's never heard of him either. But you know House of Rags, Sean? Obviously,
Well,
you know him from online or on YouTube, right?
I don't. Yeah, I know him from TikTok.
Oh,
so
TikTok.
I don't know them. Like, I don't know. Like, personally, I haven't used their products, but I've seen them on TikTok.
So I suspect that they just peddle in like everything microfiber related, correct? Do you know?
I only saw one video. I only saw like a couple of seconds, and it was a microfiber, and it was a rag they created for drying, but it was microfiber. It's a little different. I watched about 5 seconds of it, and I just moved on. But I just remember the name.
Oh, okay. Well, some new competition to the market, I guess, but I do not know anything of them.
I'm trying to find there is a whole section of Meguiar's.
And I've never heard of Next Gen or Next Zen. Yeah, I suspect that's what that's supposed to kind of translate into. Next Zen, kind of a play on words. House of Rags is Edie : Jamie the Cleaner. Yeah, I'm Umberto. I've got a pretty busy life, Umberto. I don't have. You guys probably know more about these guys than I do. I'm confident on that. Which cool, once again,
there we go.
New technology, new competition, people bringing different stuff to the market.
I mean, the color quality on that pink is bright.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Do we have any ideas? Is this a floor?
It's coming up, Meguiar. So there we go.
Talk about some of the new products that they're coming out with.
Meguiar's. How many new products are you coming out with this year, Meguiar's?
Yeah, 1,000.
Oh, just 250.
Yeah.
On display here, heavy-duty trim restoration kit comes with a unique.
Another trim.
Well, they can't just have one of something. They've got to have 5 different versions of their one product. Your detail product. All those guys you just showed are starting their own product lines in warehouse. Well, William, actually, I kind of did, and by kind of I mean with CSI, Clear Coat Solutions, which that went south, which is a big long story. So I kind of did. I don't know. I guess if I had the working capital, I probably would have years ago. I don't know. Maybe today, if I had the working capital, would I come out with my own product line? I mean, I always wanted to. The reason I wanted to, and it wouldn't be just a product line, it would be a product line and a tool line, because I just felt that there were so many. So let's just start with the product line. My problem was, and Meguiar's is a perfect example of this, they just bury you with endless varieties of the same stuff, just rebranded, relabeled, repackaged, but in fundamental terms, it's the same stuff.
Yep.
And I get it. It's the consumer mindset where they constantly have to find a way to stimulate you with the next shiny marble to separate you from your money. So I was completely anti that, which is why Tom of CSI and I aligned very well, because he had a very simple product line. We had essentially 5 products. So if I was to do it over again and I had the working capital, I would have my own product line. I would basically reduce it down to, I don't know, 5, maybe probably not even 10 products. And then I would have my tools. Like there's just so many holes. It's gotten way better now than it has, like just in the past 5 to 10 years, which I realize is a big jump. But somewhere in that time frame, finally manufacturers have stepped up and started developing tools that us detailers have always needed, because back before the internet, I was always coming up with my own tools, going outside of the industry, having to, basically either configure my own tool or figure out some tool from some other industry that I could use in my detailing business. So, but the simple answer is that thing called working capital, because it is not easy starting up your own product line, especially with, it's just, there's so much competition. They distribute their products from theirs, Clean from Pan, DIY Detail, Phoenix COD, Biobombs, Armor Details, McKee's, and now Katiba from Korea, and their towels. Also, some of their products. I don't even know what that word is. Nace Soil. I don't know. Also, Car Pros. Yeah, there's not a shortage of products, my friends. We are buried, and honestly, it's what I've been calling for over a decade now: information overload. And that information can come in many varieties, from just verbal information to YouTube videos information to the endless choices of products that are buried with information overload. And there's a term in the marketing world where you are so overloaded with choice, and there's different terms for it, where you just go into inaction. Like your brain your brain is so stimulated with options that now you can't even make a choice. And which is the complete opposite of what the industry wants. They want you to make a choice, but everyone's screaming for your attention with fancy jargon and coloring and labeling and packaging, any way they can to separate you from your money. So it's truly stimulation overload, information overload, attention deficit as a byproduct of so much. Anyhow, yeah, I could really go off on a lot of tangents on that one. Welcome to social media, man. Next. Like if they can't grab your attention in 2 seconds, next. Oh, next. I mean, you displayed it yourself, Sean. You said you lasted 5 seconds in that video for the rag company or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's like burp, 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 burp. Like, just stimulate me. Give me what I want. Anyhow, we are in trouble as society. Somebody stop me. I'm going to go off on a tangent, and I'm going to get in trouble from Sean.
Is not me. Is YouTube. So.
Okay. So you want to fast forward on that? Like, why did you want to pull up McGuire's? Just so I could poke holes at them?
Well, just a more common brand that everyone knows who they are. So I wanted to see if they had any. This is the first time I'm watching this. So I don't know if they had anything like innovating products, or is it the same BS? Yeah. It looks like the same BS, but I was just gonna play a little more.
Cleaning solution. This is like before.
Gotcha. So you're okay.
Yeah.
Untreated, prepped, and then coated.
Cleaned and treated. Yeah.
I mean, this is part of the detailing world that I do like, and that's
not necessarily different
companies that truly innovate new products through advances in chemical engineering.
But yeah, it's.
I mean, it really is cool what can be accomplished. And here he is talking about their trim restore, and I don't know, back in the day, like literally you could take motor oil and rub it into black trim and restore it. But it's like, who wants to use motor oil? It's certainly not your customer, not if they knew you were using motor oil. Or you could use Pledge on paint because it's essentially just glorified silicone, and use Pledge, which I don't know, this is pretty old school terminology. Do you know what Pledge is, Sean?
Yes.
They call it a furniture polish.
Yes.
Which there's a term that's so overused and so unspecific as polish. Oh, so Pledge was the spray that you would spray on your fine furniture and dust it with. But you could literally use Pledge to basically wax a car with, even though it didn't have wax in it. It has silicones in it, which is pervasive in pretty much every product known to man. White labeling their products there. No cost effect for detail. Their car wash soap is going for 65 up to $80 a gallon. Overhyped, in my opinion. Interesting. Now, William, are you referring to Meguiar's themselves, or the other detailers that have their own products? Because can you go back to that last comment, Sean? Yeah. So white labeling. Back to so long since I've talked this before. There's other terminology for it, and now I can't remember. So basically, you go to a manufacturer that will manufacture your product and label it and color it and make it smell however you want. I never called it white labeling, but I'm pretty sure that's what you mean. It's truly like a wholesale place, and so you could find out that like 20 different companies are buying their dressing from one manufacturer, or their polish from one manufacturer. Oh, what we used to call it was private labeling. That's what we called it. I know there's different terms for it, but I suspect that's what you're referring to. And that's true. I mean, if you're running a business, it's so different. You've got to understand the separation between a retail home hobbyist, a retail enthusiast that is going to go through small amounts of product and they're going to use it on their own personal car.
Yeah.
That's very different than running a business where you're trying to be as profitable as possible. You're not worried about the hype and you're not detailing. It's not performance detailing. And by or I should call it performative detailing. I should use the correct tense of that word. It's not performative detailing, meaning you're not putting on a theatrical presentation, even though I talk about that in some situations and it can work for you, but not when it comes to your products. You don't want to overspend on your products, obviously. Okay, Umberto. Also, the House of Rags is going to distribute Quiver pressure washer from Josh Vanderval from the channel I Am Josh 5. So it sounds like Umberto is familiar with I Am Josh 5.
I guess so. I'm not, but I am now.
Pledge was used on tires. I never used it on. Actually, I never used it on a car. I just know it was possible, and this is going back probably, I don't know, 40 plus years ago, which Umberto would know because he's older. I don't remember. I think, is he my age? I know he told us. I think he was born in either 64, 65, 66, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Distribute from Lobo Cosmetica, which I have never heard of, Umberto. Umberto's done his homework, man. You are right on it. You are like white on rice, Umberto.
You know, we should reward Umberto.
Oh, yeah?
By,
what did you have in mind?
Because he's always on every single comment. Him and Richard.
Well, he's always literally first on every one of my videos.
Yeah. So, well, mine too. So, what I was going to say, Umberto, if you want, as a reward, if you ever want to, we can bring you onto the live stream if you want to, as an option.
Yeah.
I can bring him on.
I know there's plenty of people that like to stay in the peripheral and just be an observer.
If he wants to.
Yeah, that would be cool. Anyhow, yeah, so you would know who applied what on tires, Armor All or Pledge. Yeah. Yeah, you could tell. Okay, 67. Yeah, so you're 2 years younger, 2 years my junior, Umberto. I am Mr. 1965. I'm going to be I'm stinking 59 years old this month, and I can't believe it. I was 65. Yes, I still am.
Yeah.
The year of 65 and rapidly approaching the age of 65. Oh my God, that's disturbing. Anyhow, fast forward that a bit. Just kind of click through it, see what other
products.
Well, companies that they visit. Here we have McGuire's with that new like that yellow and their stripes on their shirts. I wouldn't even recognize without reading. I would have to read the name to figure out who they were representing. I've never heard or.
What's the point there? The point, Darren, is you get
Oh,
to
that's
see
Chemi. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. I recognize these guys, but Umberto says he remembers.
Yeah, he's got a great memory.
Did you want to watch this or no?
No, I just was wanting you to kind of slice through it and see what who he happens to be talking to. He certainly spent some time there. Mitt on a stick. That's funny. Oh, that's Auto Fiber. I recognize that logo. I mean, I know the owners of Auto Fiber. I really like that company, by the way. It's a family-run business. I think his name's Ian. Man, it's been so many years. And one of the things I liked about Auto Fiber is I consider them to be very innovative. They were coming up with really cool, purpose dedicated microfiber products. For example, they had a microfiber cloth that was labeled on both sides in a grid. And I actually thought that was pretty useful because most of us detailers, when we use a microfiber, we're going to fold it 2 times and then use it. So officially, that's going to give you 8 sides. Now, if you have a color-coded microfiber, and what I mean by that is if you have 2 different colors on each side, you would then be able to keep track of which side that you're using in an instant by color recognition. So what they did is they gridded out the microfiber into 4 grids or 4 blocks, and they numbered it. And I just thought that was incredibly useful. Like, for example, let's say you're using a quick detailer and you want to be able to flip it around and, use up one side, flip it over, use up another, then fold it over. And you could just tell by going through a number system, okay, I'm going to start with panel 1, flip it to 2. So the point is you never get lost while you're working away. You're like, oh, wait, because you can't instantly visually see without those numbers there. So they put the numbers there and then bam. So I just thought they're a pretty innovative company. So that's my little talking point about Auto Fiber. My little, what would I call that? My endorsement.
There they are on the screen, Darren.
Yeah, they got good stuff. Good stuff. So flip through a little bit more.
Well, we got lots of comments to go through.
Was mouse blocker, which I have no idea what that is. Umberto. Chemi had 3 products. Chemi makes some good stuff. They've got some, I would say, Chemi, and I haven't spent much time behind their products, but I've spent enough time, like their pads. I mean, they use some really good materials for their pads, their polishing pads. I came in late. Well, detail it. Well, better late than never. I've been busy. I'm not sure what the topic was, but I saw you mention the soap being $65 to $90. Phoenix Apex Auto Wash is hard to beat. Is that your boy from Apex there, Sean, that he's referring to?
Apex. That's right. I've been talking to those guys a long time.
I don't know what Phoenix EOD means, though.
It's a company.
EOD?
Let me see here.
What is that? What is that supposed to stand for, I wonder?
The comments are going crazy.
Yeah.
I'll go through the comments and I'll look it up.
Yes, Auto Fiber with the drying mitt on the stick, so useful for us with T-Rex arms reach. Yeah. And I suspect, which because I did so many RVs, I don't know how many of you guys out there are dealing with RVs, but that's a different animal. Talk about a lot of real estate space that you got to deal with. Great for large, I think he means SUVs versus Suns. Pickups, RVs, or vans. Great tool. Well, I'm glad you guys have embraced it. Detail it, Doug. SUVs, yes. Yes, that's what I suspected you meant. Yeah, what's up, Umberto from Puerto Rico? I started buying Auto Fiber because of Darren. I saw a video of Darren at SEMA at the AF booth. Haha, cool. AF, I never reduced their their company name down to 2 initials like I do, AF, like detailed AF, man. Mouse blocker is a device that keeps mice, rats away from your vehicle individually or from the garage. You know what? That's interesting that you say that, Umberto, because I have had many customers over the years that the rats and mice crawl up into the engine and chew away at the electrical wires inside the engine compartment. And man, what a disaster that becomes. That becomes a very costly. I didn't know there was a device, or I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it, but that's cool. Someone needed to invent that. I'm curious what kind of technology they use. I suspect it's not a mechanical thing. Maybe it's yeah, I'll have to look that up. What was that called? Aaron Burkett.
I was going to ask, well, you looked it up, Darren. Hey, Doug, Detail It. Would you come on to the show? I know you think YouTube is a hobby, but think of our live stream as a hobby.
I'm confused, Sean. Who are you talking to right now?
Detail It. Detail It. His name is Doug.
Oh,
So,
okay. I see what you're saying. His name's Doug. Doug, I watched a couple of your videos, by the way. So well done. I know you downplayed it when Sean asked you about your channel, but more power to you. So well done. Detailed AF is Adrian Ferrari and is one of Phoenix EOD distributors in the West. By the way, Detailed AF is a logo that I developed for my shirt, on the back of my shirt. And Umberto, because you're basically my contemporary, you might not be, I don't know. Do you know what AF means, Sean?
of course I do. I'm not going to say it on YouTube, though.
No, meaning I had to learn this from my kids like years ago. And then I thought, wait a minute, Auto Fetish, I'm going to reduce it down to AF. So Detailed AF, which is a play on words. So it's Detailed A fornication.
Yes.
Or Detailed Auto Fetish. So that was my play on words, but I have it imprinted on my company shirts. I did that probably, in fact, I think I even own the trademark for it. I have a lot of trademarks. Master of Detail, Swirl Free Guarantee, Shine Rain Supreme, Auto Fetish. I can't find it. Detailed AF.
Darren.
Yeah.
Look at this question. I know
you're gonna give me a.
No, look at the question.
That kind of looks like Ian right there. Let's see. Tell Apex to get that car wash soap down to about $15 a gallon. Cut the fat out of it. The model detail shop. Yeah. Good luck with that, William. Maybe you can convince him. And by cut the fat out, I think that would mean like, hey, can you cut all your profit out of that soap, and maybe we'll buy it from you. So good luck with that. Of course we know. I suspect you're referring to AF, Umberto. Auto Fetish, yeah. Sure, man. I'm not real techie, so I can't just join without a link. Can we set a date and plan it so I can be ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go on.
I was just going to say, I'm right there with you, Doug, as in I'm only techie because I've been forced into submission because of having to learn my websites and coding and then YouTube. So I am tech averse, but with that said, is I can run circles around all my kids who will call me a boomer, even though I missed it by a year.
Yeah.
And so it's just that, I guess to clarify, I just don't enjoy it. I'm very good at it. I just don't enjoy it because it's what I call the two-dimensional world. And I'm very much a three-dimensional, hands-on kind of guy. So give me the three-dimensional world all day long.
But to answer your question, Doug, yeah, I'll send you a link. Maybe I'll text you my
well, you'll figure out how to get a hold of them.
Yeah,
just do this, Doug. Sean will figure out a way to get a hold of you. You've got a YouTube channel. I mean, I doubt it'll be too hard, but he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll get a hold of you, Doug. I'm gonna send you my cell number, and then I'll send you. We'll schedule together for next time when you can join us, and then I'll send you a link, and that's all you do. You just gotta join the link, and then you'll be able to join the live stream.
Yeah, you can walk them through it.
Yeah, we'll do a test. So
yeah, we could do a test.
Yeah, that way you're ready to go for next time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I don't really know Doug's history. Like, I know he's got his channel, obviously, and it looks like but I don't know, like, does he run a full-time business, Sean? Do you know, a mobile?
I don't know, but he can share that with us on the next live stream.
Check that out, Birmingham. Well, thanks, man. You know what? If you're referring to the Detailed AF shirts, Birmingham Auto Pros, I remember how much time I spent on that logo, and I'm going to tell you that I was disappointed with the way the shirts came out. It's weird when you do logo design, which I've done for as long as I've done detailing, and I've developed all my own logos, and I've gone through about probably seven different logos over the years, and I spend an agonizing amount of time on these. And I really loved the concept. And I remember free drawing the F so that it fit perfectly the way that it's screen printed on the shirt. And it came out so perfect on paper. But then when it was imprinted on black shirts, because I always do black shirts, and I don't know if it was the color of the red of the AF, it just, I don't know, it was anticlimactic for me. I was so bummed. So I actually don't wear those shirts that much anymore. Just put them with one of your old phones and see if they can dial a number. Umberto's a funny guy. Cool guys, rock on. Thank you. Thank you, Doug. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, back at you. Sean, I'm actually noticing the time over there on the right.
Yep.
You know, it's also helping me notice the time.
The clock.
Well, okay, smart ass. Yes, the clock. That always wise ass. Yes, logo design. You know, and I think I told you, Birmingham, that I like your logo when you first popped up on our radar, either last week or the week before.
It was last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the way you've stylized that B, and you've got that whoosh, which I don't know if that's supposed to represent something specific or if that's just added flair, added visual flair. Could go either way. Regardless, I like it. I like the font that you chose for that big bold B too also. Well, no, Mark. Actually, my bedtime's not till about 1:30 in the a.m. I am a night owl.
Yeah.
What I was alluding to is that because I do intermittent fasting, and specifically what's called a 1 meal a day, the OMAD diet, which I don't even like calling it a diet. So I literally only eat one time a day. It's a big meal. Don't get me wrong. I probably consume about 3,000 calories in this one meal that I eat, but it's I usually start meal prepping around 7 o'clock. Yeah, thank you, Birmingham. And you know what looks cool? I'm going to go back to your logo, Birmingham. What looks cool and probably would have translated better on my shirts. I never do white shirts, by the way. Well, I shouldn't say I never do. I used to do white shirts to give away to all my customers because white just translates so easily because it kind of goes with everything. Is my logo probably would look better on a white background, and that's part of the problem is that a logo based on the colors you pick doesn't necessarily translate well on every color. So for example, the logo that's on the screen right now, that's my favorite font that I have leaned into. And that was probably 3 logos ago, but now I've kind of come back to it. Me too, bro. Really? So I'm going to guess you're the OMAD also. It's a way to eat, in my opinion. I'm right there with you. To me, so far it has been the best diet or eating regime or diet protocol that I've been on, and I've been on some crazy stuff, from all juicing, like 100% juicing, to raw vegan. Like, try that out. Raw vegan. That's a double whammy. I'm not just vegan, but like all my food was raw. Nothing was cooked. Nothing was canned. Nothing was packaged. It was raw vegan. That was hardcore. Oh man, it keeps me in shape. Right on. Another person. It keeps me in shape also. But it's right. You know what? Well, I'm 59 and I'm in the best shape of my life.
Well, you've been in the best shape. You've been in the best shape of your life since you were born out your mother's womb.
Dude, you're so wrong. I can show you pictures.
I'm giving you a hard time. I seen your
Yeah.
pictures when you were the transition.
Doing the transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if, because these guys, like Mark, if you're 45, now I can't remember how old the other guy was if he told us, that you might be old enough to remember EAS, which used to be a supplement company. I mean, they probably still exist, but the founder, Bill Phillips and Mike Phillips, he wrote a book called Body for Life, and I did that transformation challenge. In fact, I'm going to show you
I own the book.
You own what?
The book. I bought the book. Remember?
Yeah. You see that picture, Sean?
Yep.
See that big boiler that's hanging out over my shorts? That was me in 2002, and that's when I did the transformation.
Here, show the picture again, because they'll be able to see it better now, because I made the screen bigger. There you go.
I'm having to show it at an angle, so because if I do, oh wait, there we go.
They can see it.
So that was me at 194 pounds, and then wait for it. Let's see, which picture do I want to show? That's one of the pictures I entered in the contest that I did, and that's me at 174 pounds. So wait, dude, that's 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds. I had it pegged at 18 pounds. Huh. Yeah, so I tried that, puked all the time. I did do a 30-day juice fast once. That was an experience. Yeah, it's not for everything. Okay, you're Jim since high school. Okay, so you're 26, man. You're still in your prime, baby. Yeah. So nice to be you. I remember when I was 26. So, well, that's cool. You've been hitting the gym since high school, so nice. Staying in great shape. Yeah, I'm not complaining. But honestly, now, aside from my skin's way more tore up now because when was that? 2002. That was 22 years ago. Wow, that is disturbing. But I'm in better shape now than even back then. Do I have another picture that's more current?
There you go, Darren. I made your picture bigger.
Oh. Shoot, I could flex on you guys. I don't think anyone wants, and I don't mean literally physically, but I'm saying throw out these pictures for you guys. Okay, here's a good picture. This is me 2017. So this is just me charting my progress. And yes, I'm the shorter guy on the right or the left based on how your screen's showing up. So that would be me currently today, even though this is 2017. And then, oh, here's a funny one. Talk about a, you guys can mock me. This is me as a sophomore in high school, and I wrestled 106. So you tell me who used to get my ass kicked. That would be me. But I did.
Darren, got a comment real quick.
Best part of being in shape is the mental side of it. Yes, without a doubt, half the reason I go, I would say more than half, the reason, I'm going to say 60% of the reason I go to the gym, literally to push weights around, is for mental release. And I know any guy that sticks with it can relate to that. So it's one of my forms of therapy. Absolutely. Okay, so back to this OMAD diet that is off on a tangent that you love so much, Sean. It's 7:15 now, and I'm going to tap out, butts to nuts in a one. Yeah, well put, Mark. Yeah, he wants to roll around on a mat in a in a onesie? Yes, in a onesie with another dude. I get it. It's like so gay, but I just growing up, I was always into wrestling. You know, you just want to spar with the guys and like, you know, show them who the king of the hill is or king of the mat is in the moment. So that was my choice of torture. All right, Sean. I got to tap out for tomorrow.
Yeah, you go ahead and tap out. I'm gonna tell Detail right now how to. You can go ahead and end it.
Okay.
I'll end it in 2 seconds here.
But no, I meant like tomorrow because.
Oh yeah, no, tomorrow. We can skip it for now.
Okay. All right, party people. I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna go eat, and I look forward. You know, that's one of the thing about the OMAD diet is like, man, talk about enjoying your meal. It is like heavenly, and I look forward to it every night. The 6-pack now, it's like when we're on 190, I call it wrong reverse engineering. Yeah, I feel the struggle is real, Umberto. It's real and it's significant.
Wait till you get old, sit in the toilet, and your balls hit the floor.
Thanks for that visual, Sean.
You'll get there before me. So,
well, so far mine are not approaching the floor. All right, party people. We'll see you next same bat channel, same bat time next week.
Hey, Doug, if you're still there, if you want to join the next live stream, make sure you go to I can't think right now. Make sure you use my email address on here and send me an email with your information, and then I'll go ahead and send you my details. I'll send you my number, and we can go from there, and then you can let me know if you're on for next Saturday. I don't know if you work, so I don't know. But anyways, yes, sir, you do work? Yes, sir, or waiting for you to respond. All right, well, anyways, I'm going to head out, but you guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys next Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Have a good weekend.